Hello everyone, this is Ronnie from UK Fruit Fest. I want to share with you a little bit of a vision, an idea that I'm having that I think is missing and something that I'd like to work on. And in terms of this, the raw vegan movement. Now, this is not necessarily applied to you if you have a kind of passion interest in maybe changing your diet a little bit to try and get healthier and stuff like that. This is more for the people who see this community and this movement, the raw vegan diet, and people who do it as their tribe, who see this is like this. These are the kind of people that I'm like. These are the kind of people I want to spend more time with. I want more friends like this. I want to have actual real experiences with people like this. And the people that are doing it, I want to actually meet them, not just see them on a screen like this. And so I've been sort of passionate about that for years. I went to the Woodstock Fruit Festival in 2012. That was the first time I went, 11 years ago now. And I just thought, this is like my tribe. These are the kind of people I want to be with. And then I had to go home, and everyone's thousands of miles away. And so I went to other events in Europe. I kept going back to Woodstock every year regardless. Because when you find your tribe, you keep on going back. That's the kind of thing. When you find that, and it's not necessarily that you only have one tribe in life, but when you find a particular tribe that's very important to you, then you want to keep on reconnecting with that. And it's like a homecoming experience. It's a beautiful feeling. And people have a deep desire for togetherness, for community, for connection, for friendship. And the way the world is structured, and it's not some malicious thing, I believe, but it's just the way that people live now, the way that people's lives are organized, living in big anonymous cities, looking at a screen. We have this desire for connection in people, and yet we end up going to a screen so much because there's people on a screen, and it's kind of like we can control it more, and that person's boring, right, next video. I do it as well. I do it all the time. I'm not the I'm not trying to say I'm better than anyone else, but I know what I really want, what the real experience. I want to have great real conversations with people. I want to have wonderful conversations with, I guess, quality people, like people that have great ideas, who are interesting, who've thought about things, who have great experiences, whatever it is, you know. And I found that a lot in the raw vegan events. Then that's not necessarily the case that every single person that's a raw vegan is a great person or whatever, or every single person that's not a raw vegan isn't. It's not like that. But what I found is I had more of those great and profound experiences at these raw vegan events. And that's maybe just because it's what I see as my tribe. I connect with those people more. I identify with them more. So it's a personal thing for me, right? But the raw vegan movement, when we actually think to what we'd like to see obviously the world go towards a raw vegan diet. There are so many benefits to that. The health thing is unbelievable, the difference with the health thing, but the diet changes people. It'll change humanity. It'll change the way that we use land. It'll change the way that we use energy. It'll redistribute things in different ways. It'll mean that people can grow more of their own food in a real way, in a small amount of land, if people are actually going towards eating fruits rather than thinking, okay, I need to try and have a cow. In fact, I need 50 cows to eat steak all the time. And I also need to have fields of wheat in order and plow all that wheat in order to have bread with it. So if I want a sandwich, like, that's ridiculous. Like, no one can grow their own food in that scenario anymore. So if you're eating apples, you can have a apple tree in the garden. If you got even a small garden, you could probably have 20 small apple trees there. You could produce loads of fruit. People could actually be producing a lot more of their own food. So we're producing more trees, we're creating better environments. People are going to be not as insane. It's going to be a good thing for society, for everyone. So we want to push, and it's the truth of humanity, that human beings are frugivores. We're a frugivorous primate. It's how we connect back to Earth. It'll transform so many things. There's so much confusion in the world. So much confusion. Because of our disconnection from our place in the natural order of things. So to me it's a win-win-win scenario. Doug Graham coined the term winfinity situation, a winfinity. There's no downside to it. It's a win-win-win-win-win. So we've basically got this information out there. There's varying qualities of that information, but there's plenty of information that you can research. There's lots of free information due to the internet. Wonderful. There's lots of personalities you can follow, making high quality content and engaging and interesting stuff, building quite big audiences of people. That's all good. There's some online stuff, like online forums where people can gather. There's some online now, people are doing membership communities and stuff like that, and that's all great. A place for people to once again gather, learn more. There's courses to some degree, maybe not that many, but there are courses and things. There's places to seek education, and there are some retreats and festivals, but really very few in the scheme of things. And personally, I believe there's way more people interested in this diet and lifestyle than are at these festivals, that are in the forums and following the people online. I think there's way more people who have an interest in this than we realise. So what's missing in our raw vegan movement? Well, it occurred to me that I would go to these events and I would love them. Go to these festivals, be around the people, have a fantastic experience. But I would leave and then I would go home. They would all go home. Through the internet we could stay in touch online. And then maybe we see each other next year or 2 years' time. But I would kind of like to see them every week, every month, do stuff with them all the time. But these events have gathered people from all over the world, including my own, the UK Fruit Fest. And I was thinking about this, and it really hit me one day. Well, why not just have a festival in my own city and just invite people from a smaller geographical area? Because there's around 1 million people, 2 million people in the vicinity of where I live in Glasgow. 2 million people. I've got 80 people coming to UK Fruit Fest paying for a ticket. Could I get 80 people from Glasgow to come to an event with me in Glasgow? Or close? I think so. I think actually no brainer. Totally, right? And so I was thinking about that, and then I thought, well, what we could do is take the membership group thing that people are doing. People pay a monthly fee, they're part of someone's membership community, they get classes and stuff. And why not try and do that in person? So, yeah, you could do a festival or a retreat, but once again, you're doing one thing, and you're putting all this organisation and time into it, then everyone goes and finishes and the momentum kind of ends, and then the next one's next year. And so I've spent like 9-10 years, I do the festival and then I've got another year to the next one. And I was just thinking, like, but what if we did something every week? What if we did something every month, you know? And we do have Fruity Fridays, which is we do that on Friday nights. It's a little bit like a membership thing, not really. You don't pay for it, but we have people come on and speak and teach and stuff. So, considering all of this, one of my ideas is to create something called the Love Fruit Community, or something like that, Love Fruit groups, in which we will have some kind of combination of some online stuff, but more so like in-person, live, local stuff. Now, if I'm doing it, then I'm probably going to do it here in Glasgow where I live, or wherever I choose to live, but it seems to be that I'm going to be here for the foreseeable. So I'm thinking of growing a group here in Glasgow. Now, I've tried to do this in the past. I did potlucks, I did a weekly kind of fruitarian group for a while, and it was free and people could come and it was a discussion and bring some fruit, and it never really went anywhere. And I even did stuff like I would advertise it, I would sometimes phone people and try and cajole people, and like I couldn't get it to really take off and for people to really want to come. And like, it was always great, like it was pretty much always a good fun when people came, but trying to get people to come, it's like, wait, be around other people, have conversations. It's Friday night, I just want to sit in my bed and do nothing, that's kind of what people are like. I can just go on my phone and look at the screen and not have to be judged or whatever, so it was kind of I couldn't quite figure it out, and I just thought I was doing everything. I was making it free, making it easy, like I'm not trying to tell you what to do and all that. But it never really worked. And eventually I was putting money into it. It's free. It was free, and I was thinking, as well, if we can get a bunch of people together, that's what I was really looking for, the community experience, meeting people, friendship, and it just never quite got to that number. And other people have done potluck groups and things that really thrived. Ours never quite did, right? And I ran like over 70 of these, maybe over 100, I don't know how many, loads. So I was thinking, like, okay, what people actually want probably is not just come and hang out. I think it should be come and hang out, but people don't want come and hang out, So, and also if it's free, it's like, well, it's no commitment to it. I'll go another time, So you're working against all the bad side of human nature, which is the laziness, the lack of commitment, the like, if you're not paying for something, it's not worth anything, we're going to pay. If I could just sit home and do nothing, I'll just do that. All the kind of laziness that's in people that leads people to lives of loneliness, depression. Like, I'm well aware of that, and other people sort of aren't, and they're just like, I want to hide at home and do nothing. So I think what I'm realizing is people actually need leadership. They want the coaching, they want the guidance, they want the teaching, they want the classes. They don't just want to come and hang out. As much as I thought, why don't we just, hey, raw vegans, let's hang out together. Never worked, right? So, and the idea of these local groups, to set up these local groups, will be, or so let's say my local group, will be, people will pay for a start. There will be a monthly fee. There'll be a space that we hire or rent. There's a place I have in mind in Glasgow that's actually a raw vegan-ish place. I will teach classes, mostly, and probably offer various programs and stuff, but I'll probably teach something, and maybe it has to be a program rather than just, hey, come and hang out and membership. Maybe it has to be, it's a 12-month program for people that are interested in the raw vegan diet or something. Maybe that's what it has to be. I don't exactly know the structure yet. So people will come, they'll pay, potentially they'll get a meal and classes and things, and I don't know, a program. It's a change. It's an evolving idea. It'll be whatever people actually respond to and want, and that's the thing in life. That's basically my idea was, hey, raw vegans, let's hang out, and that didn't work, even though that was such a great experience for me at all these festivals and stuff, was hanging out with raw vegans, but couldn't cultivate that so much here. So probably we'll have to have these local groups, and there can also be the program that goes along with it, materials, and then maybe it integrates in with things like Fruity Fridays, so people can come together and watch the online stuff together. That could be part of the experience as well. And then we can discuss it or debate or talk about it. And the idea with trying to set up maybe other connected local groups would be that people would say, yeah, I'll be a local coordinator or whatever of a Love Fruit group. And that we would, I don't know, help to promote the group. We'd help to try and fill the group, and you'd want to have like 100 people as as members, paying a monthly fee or whatever, like 100 people, maybe more, and maybe there's some kind of element to the public who aren't members that you're offering. Maybe you offer a monthly lecture that people can come in who aren't a member can come and see a monthly thing or something. I don't know. So that's kind of an idea to it. But the idea of having it all kind of connected, so that if you're if you have you like the idea of doing something like that, but you don't have the materials, maybe the experience, the knowledge, maybe you don't have some of the background in some of the promotional stuff and presentation. So perhaps potentially we have a core organization that can help with all that, and then that group, for example, for the UK Fruit Fest, the benefit to the UK Fruit Fest is that that group can be invited to the UK Fruit Fest. We can potentially even bring down the price of tickets and everything if we had an audience of people that we're pretty sure would come, or a lot of them come, or whatever. So, but we could do more than that. We could do retreats. We could do tours. We could bring over speakers, and they could go to all the different clubs. You know, there's different ideas like that. There's different ideas that could be really cool. And in the past, they used to have more potlucks. I don't know why there isn't so many anymore. I guess people just aren't starting them anymore. The people that want to do something immediately go on social media, right? That's what kind of people are doing. So I like the idea of these local groups because it provides a space for the raw vegan lifestyle, for the raw vegan community to come together, for there to be an awareness that there is a raw vegan community in real life. People can come together on a weekly, fortnightly, monthly basis to gather, to share, to learn more about this. And I don't know if it will work, but it's an idea, and I'm more passionate about trying to do that than just doing more online things, which are probably easier to do in some ways, and there's a lot of advantages, and you could be on a laptop in Thailand doing it and all that stuff. But I'm not really bothered about being in Thailand. The best durian in the world is nowhere near the best conversation you're going to have, the best friendship you're going to have, the best real. I hate this devaluation of human beings. I'm seeing a lady right now, she's walking a dog. There are people out there that spend so much time with a dog, with a cat. I respect it, but people are way better. Relationships with people are far superior. I understand that there's challenges with people and there's risks with people and you've had bad experiences with people. I get it, but it's not good for your health to be like the only thing you're interacting with in life is a different species. Like, I think that's really bad for people. That's where people crumble and disintegrate. You know, I don't like that. It doesn't create powerful, strong, capable people. Oh, I'm going to be around cats all day. You know, it's not good. You need community. You need people. I can hear you. Like, I know it's a bother. They actually have a different idea than you. That they don't just buy the thing you heard on YouTube that someone said, that someone might actually reply back to you and tell you maybe that's actually wrong. I know that's hard for you to deal with. I understand. And people might reject you and all that stuff. There's a lot of negative emotions involved with people, but there's also tremendous positive benefit to being around people. And for our raw vegan community, fruitarian community, whatever, to thrive, there needs to be, I believe, spaces for people to come and learn in real life, in person, and really get that stimulation of being around people, that environment of these people are seeing me, These people are giving me feedback. These people are supporting me. And at the festival, what we see is people can do the diet at the festival, but they leave and they can't keep it going on their own, even with the online stuff and the online coaching and all that. So to me, to help people thrive as long-term raw vegans, it's not great that it's just the elite people that know how to get themselves organized and know how to change their diet and know how to figure themselves out and know how to stay disciplined. It needs to be that the average person can come and try this and do it. And that, I think, will take support from a community, from a group, from people around them. So, in-person groups, local groups. A lot of people maybe want to jump to, let's go and build a community somewhere. I personally think that's a huge project, and one that could be very difficult to make happen and could be full of problems. They've done stuff in the Ecuador communities, Terra Frutis, Fruit Haven. There's another place, Evolution Eco Village, which is not very well known, but it's kind of a secret place. And there'll be other ones, there'll be other places. And it's very hard to get that stuff right. It's very hard to get that stuff right. And they've had a lot of lessons they've had to learn. They had a lot of challenges. They've still not actually sold out the plots, I don't think. They've got plots of land that people can buy, and I think they've still got spaces available. They're not, these things have to be promoted a bit more. There's all these other aspects to developing a community. Okay, how are you going to find the people? How are you going to find people that can have that lifestyle, that can fit that into their life? Oh, they've got children. Is there going to be a hospital nearby? Is there going to be English-speaking people nearby? Like, how are they going to get educated? Like, it's problems. What about plumbing? What about electricity? What about internet? What about this? What about that? Banking systems. There's so many things there. To me, the only way that a community project is going to work, truly work, is a lot of money behind it. Buying a piece of land, building houses, building like a recreational centre, building a kitchen, having an area for fruit and everything to be growing, having someone that's employed to run that, pick that, bring that stuff back to the kitchens every day, and then people can come and that's a potential for a certain amount of people, like maybe a retirement community, 200 homes, huge piece of land, lots of money going into that. I think that's possible, but that's a different thing altogether. That's not a bunch of hippies trying to find a really cheap piece of land that they bought with a couple of $1,000s that they made selling drugs. It's real story, by the way. So it's not that. And these are dreams, and we all have dreams. We all have that instinct, that feeling, get away to paradise, get away and enjoy. But when you have that feeling, you're better off going to festivals, going to retreats, and festivals more than retreats, for me personally. So I kind of put that aside. If that's what you're thinking, if you try to put your life into finding a piece of land, getting people, I don't think it's a great use of your time in your life, personally. I think it's something that you'll really struggle to make. There's a lot of things that are lovely ideas. I'm going to get a piece of land and grow all my own fruit trees, and honestly, I think you could set that up all perfectly, and at the end of it think, what's this for? I've got this piece of land, I've got all these fruit trees, with this fruit, okay, healthy. Now what? Like, there's no one else here. Like, does anyone want to come and hang out with me? Does anyone want to come? Is there no one here? I've set up a perfect fruitarian life, but got no one to share it with. Like, once again, this trying to escape people, escape the world, get away. It's not my approach to life. I'm here in this city, and I think we can create groups in this city that create love and friendship and kindness and health together, and community, and wonderful experiences, and build people's health and help people build their life and support their life to have this kind of diet in the real world. In the real world, in the human world, in the working in an office world, you know, but also being a raw vegan, but also being active and fit and doing other things. And also it can be a place that people can start to learn about developing a career if they want, as primarily things like a coach, author, speaker and all that, chef. There are things that are available to people that are raw vegan. Now, you could say, well, I could just do all that in social media. Yeah, you absolutely can, right? But in terms of how many people succeed with that, it's really small. And it's lonely. Like, people do these things on their own. Once again, it takes this 1% or person, 0.1% person. Not impossible, but difficult to do. And a lot of these people are still lonely, still missing something in their life. Don't have a community. Run away from community. A lot, you know, they don't want to be around people. They don't want to expose themselves. They don't want people to see what they're really like. They want to control their image online, you know. Me, I'm not bothered about that. But anyway, this is my video about the idea, love for community. I don't know if someone else wants to take the idea. It's not something I can't control the idea. It's just, I think, local groups, local membership groups are the way forward, you know. And I like the idea of creating a structure for that. Other people can take it, be part of it, and we can create, you know, a national network of clubs that can have a yearly gathering like a fruit fest, that can have a monthly gathering maybe, or every 3 months. They can have retreats, they can have other things, just a nice community experience. So that there is a feeling, a place that people can go, a place that raw vegans can go and gather and meet others, basically. So that's one of my ideas. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and following my stuff. Feel free to put any comments below, and I guess I might see some of you at the Fruit Festival, and thank you very much.